What's going on, guys? Today we are going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Atelier, and this is a Cologne Absolute edition. I have the feeling we're in store for a very organic citrus style fragrance. So if you're into that, it is unisex. So grab your popcorn, strap up, and let's go for that ride. All right. Welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the evening. Today from the house of Atelier, we have the Atelier Cologne's Clémentine California. Now, I can't really tell you much about this. I don't think it's a Cologne Absolute unisex, 4.09 out of 5, 3,100 votes. So it's creeping into mass appeal territory. Been out for about 9-10 years now. And I have no other notes from the brand on the fragrance. Let's see if... let's see if Lucky Scent comes in clutch, but they're not even listed here. So let's just jump into this. Clementine. So isn't that an orange, guys, if I'm not mistaken? Let's go ahead and dive in. I have this, what is this, like a 5 ml here? 2 sprays since we're dealing with citrus. How do you guys feel about citrus fragrances? Like, what do you like to go for? Kind of like a synthetic, punchy citrus that lasts all day? Do you like something more natural and you don't care about the performance as much? What is your favorite citrus? In the comments below right now, pause the video and let me know what's your favorite citrus. Lemon, lime, bergamot, grapefruit. Do you have a favorite fruit over a citrus? Let me know in the comments below. I kind of like it all, I'll be honest with you. I tend to gravitate towards certain notes like grapefruit and stuff like that, but I feel like that style of fragrance is just so overdone. And immediately with this fragrance, you get this extremely watery, somewhat juicy orange. Not as robust. It's more bright and champagne-y on the test strip, but on skin, I just get this robust, fresh, sun-kissed orange that feels very organic. Doesn't feel soda-ish, if that makes sense. And that's really it. Not even really musky. This is just orange, sun-kissed in an organic way. And it hits very similar to kind of your Bohemian Lime, Goldfield and Banks, Pacific Rock Moss style fragrance, where it's just really airy and watery. But those kind of have different base notes. This doesn't even have a woody base, I don't feel. I feel like the base is like, you know, probably a green, vetiver-y, floral type of vibe. Though I don't get too many florals. I get a backbone of some floral, though. So let's see what we're dealing with and see if I can kind of sort through my nose here. Clementine and mandarin orange and juniper berries, basil, star anise, and pepper, cypress. There goes that vetiver and the greens, and a little bit of sandalwood. Ignore the star anise, ignore the pepper and ignore the vetiver. Those do not stick its head out. As you can see, this is on the bottom. And I do feel this voting system, for those of you guys who don't know, if you have an account on Fragrantica, it will show you what people voted was the most prominent notes in this fragrance. So I think this is quite accurate. I get a lot of the orange, juniper, basil-y feel, even not as much cypress. This is very much 80% clementine and mandarin orange, and just kind of a 20% sprinkling of these green aromatics in the background that kind of feel like florals. This hits lightweight to middleweight. Love that basil. I mean, gosh, guys, in terms of aromatics, what is your favorite aromatics? I love basil. If basil is in a fragrance, I don't think I can dislike it. But yeah, I mean, this is if you're a lover of orange. What I love about the orange here is it wears very much like a cologne with an EDT kind of brightness to it. Again, what I love about kind of these style fragrances is This one in particular, it's not candied, it's not synthetic, it's not fake. It smells like real fresh cut oranges with a little bit of fanciness behind it. Almost like if you were to soak oranges in like a not a margarita, but a like a Moscato or something. It doesn't have the spritz from champagne, but it feels like oranges that have been soaked in either a white champagne or what is it called, that red stuff? Sangria. This feels like an orange sangria. But it's very light and airy and crisp. That's the vibe I'm getting. Moderate performance in sillage. I see this being a 2-3 foot scent bubble. This is dumb reach, but this is how you smell organically fresh with a dumb reach. And you would think oranges couldn't be that like fun to wear, but to the contrary, I would totally wear these oranges. Now, this for me leans slightly feminine, despite it being an orange and green based scent. And even with the vetiver, I don't get a ton of that vetiver. I think vetiver is just kind of like a nice, clean, crisp, light base so that it doesn't feel so airy that it wouldn't last. So I think vetiver in these style fragrances is used more as, please let this fragrance survive as long as possible, not necessarily meant to be smelled. Comments here, heavenly, come for the photorealistic mandarin, stay for the juniper berries. I think that's extremely accurate. The scent may have only lasted 10 minutes, but my God, were those 10 minutes worth it. This is a wonderfully pleasant scent that does develop from the beginning. I had a few samples, blah, blah, blah. Those experiencing bad performance just need to overspray on clothing. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. Let's see what the price point is on this fragrance. A 1 ounce for $100. Okay. What's a 1 ounce? Like 30 ml? 20 ml? Clementine. Oh, over here. Can we look on Max Aroma maybe? Why do they sell this in tiny sizes? Is this just supposed to be like a grab and go? Clementine Atelier. 80-ish bucks. No, I mean, this is fairly priced. This is fairly priced. And that might be something kind of for discussion, is like, you know, there's fragrances like the replica line, and this stuff is hitting way better than that. Again, I put this on par with like some of the weaker Acqua di Parmas. I feel like this fragrance in particular isn't one that you go after if you want realistic orange. This is the fragrance you go after as a man or a woman where you don't really love wearing fragrances too much. Like, you don't like heavy look at me fragrances. You just like stuff that you'd find in Bath and Body Works, or stuff that you'd lightly spray and is more angelic and organic and stuff like that. You would hit yourself with 10 to 15 sprays of this and just enjoy it while it lasts, and be glad that it died down. You know, it's not going to make you less fresh. You're just going to smell less like an orange. But when people hug you and stuff, you know, they get a nice big burst of orange. And so to me, I feel like fragrances like these, kind of eau de colognes, eau de toilettes, really are for the person that doesn't like their fragrance to punch super heavy, and they almost want to feel as though they're not even wearing a fragrance. It's almost like, what did you shower with? You know, that's kind of the feeling of this. But what I can appreciate is the difference between this and like a body wash is the body wash is going to smell cheaper. You know, this is going to literally smell like someone squeezed mandarin oranges all over your body, and then you tried to rinse it off, but it just stayed. You know, and I do love the basil and aromatic green touches. They are super faint, like 15-20% of the fragrance, but it's enough to give the orange enough character to still make it feel fragrancy. I'm at an 8 out of 10 with this one. I don't think it's average. I think it's well above average. It's not signature. It's not complex, but the quality is very much in that entry-level niche category. It can compete with all of your $100, $150 level fragrances that are attempting to be citrus or coastal or anything like that. And I think this is feminine leaning though, because again, even though it's green aromatics in the background, there's a sweetness and a floral nature to it that swings it unisex, feminine leaning, almost can emulate like a hair mist that a woman would wear that's orange. But I think it's an 8 out of 10 across the board. I'm putting monstrous amounts of sprays of this, and I'm not even counting. In fact, you could spray this in your hair very easily. Alternatives to this, I don't know of any offhand, that I think are like this. They would just be complete change-ups from this. I think the price point is fair. I do think you could go into a Bath and Body Works and find something like this where for like $40-$50 you could get just a ton of juice, whether it was a hairspray or a body spray or a body mist or a shower gel or a shampoo. I think you can get close enough to this to justify not spending $100. But if this goes on sale, I would absolutely scoop it up. I mean, just having a nice basic niche entry-level citrus scent, I think, is a Swiss Army knife for a collection. And sometimes you don't want to feel fragrancy. Sometimes you just want to smell good, but you don't want it to look like you spray cologne all the time, both men and women. Sometimes you just want a more angelic, nature's scent type of feel, and this is like dead perfect for it. I like it a lot. It's a fleeting memory for sure. I think you got a good hour with this, and then you've got a skin scent for the rest of the day. So if you wanted to punch harder, you're going to start having to think through lotions or citrus oils or things like that. Or my ladies out there, use your body washes and shampoos that kind of have citrus undertones to them. And then you put this fragrance on top, and then you might get 3 to 4 really nice, fun hours of enjoyment out of this. But yeah, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Spring, summer vibe. The elements will destroy this, so try to stay indoors. It's like bringing the outdoors indoors. And I think this is just super duper casual in the most heavenly way possible. I still think there's an elegance in kind of simplistic heavenly scents that make casual not a negative connotation, if that makes sense. Again, this was Atelier, and I can't wait to go into more fragrances from this house, but this was Atelier's Clémentine California. Where is the scent? I wanted to spritz myself one more time, guys. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Let's put that back up in the air. Yeah, this is beautiful, guys. Atelier Cologne. Beautiful scent. 8 out of 10 for me. Super solid. Get your nose on it, though. Atelier, I'm familiar with more of their eau de parfum concentrations, the gold bottles and all that stuff, but I'm glad to have picked this up. I've got a lot more connections in the fragrance space now, so I'm able to get my hands on exclusives and discontinueds and stuff like that, or just fragrances people don't talk about a lot about. So 2026, we're turning up, man. You guys thought I was putting your nose on a lot of stuff last year. It's only the beginning, guys. I am a man of my word. If you're into fragrances, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. I drop videos every single day. You will go 365 days a year. Fragrances all day. Fragrances, fragrances, fragrances. I upload multiple things. If you're new to the channel, check out everything. My daily posts, if you want to see what I'm wearing on a daily basis. My playlists, if you want to see how I've sorted the channel. Definitely check out my shorts. I drop 2 to 4 shorts a day, 1 to 2 videos a day. Mostly reviews, but entertainment, game shows, try to make it fun for you guys, interviews, house deep dives, history lessons, collabs of all kinds. This is where you want to be if you're into fragrance, and I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week and hope you enjoyed the review. Sound off in the comments below if you've put your nose to this or if this review was helpful for you, and until next time, be blessed.